Hello, my name is Justin Pierce. I apologize, I'm at work in the back of an ambulance right now. But I'm going to give a speech on genetically modified foods and why to say no. Have you ever been to the grocery store and noticed on some food items or packaging that they are GMO free or contain GMO crops? Well, one of the biggest debates in modern agriculture today are genetically modified foods, or GMOs. We are led to believe that GMO foods are great and safe advancement in science, but why have many countries banned GMO products if they're so great and safe? Well, I'm going to start off with the pitfalls of GMO foods. GMO foods are genetically modified seeds that have undergone genetic engineering through gene splicing. Scientists have taken genes from plants, animals, and even pesticides, and they splice it into the DNA of a seed from whether a tomato, whether it be corn, soy, and so on, to create the perfect plant seed, a hybrid seed that can withstand harsh environments. So if a farmer's trying to grow crops in area of the country that is susceptible to drought, they create a seed that the plant requires less water and it will still grow without a problem. Or if they live in a country where there's a large amount of insects or pests, they have spliced into the plant pesticides or to help repel insects and other pests from that plant from being destroyed. And honestly, that sounds pretty amazing. Well, one of the biggest producers of GMO products is a company called Monsanto, and they own 90% of the GMO industry. Well, as we know, American farmers have been around through the of families, and they have provided American grocers with all natural crops. Yes, at the cost of crops failing some years because of the weather. That's understandable. But nonetheless, they provided this country with a food source. Well, these mega farms owned by Monsanto, they will buy out these independent and family farms, and they will have these families grow their GMO seeds. They'll pay them. So these farmers who grow GMO seeds are sometimes butted up against independent farmers who still refuse to use any type of GMO seed at all. They prefer natural seed. Birds eat the seeds, and the seeds will travel. Well, if a farmer who is an independent farmer that doesn't use any GMO seed at all gets caught, and these inspections are randomly done with GMO crops mixed with their all-natural crops, that independent farmer can be charged or fined. And if a mega farm or a farmer who's using any GMO seed, if they have any leftover seeds, they are not allowed to resell those seeds. That is, they also get fined. So as you see, there are some pitfalls of having GMO foods. Along with the pitfalls of GMO foods, there are many major concerns associated. One, the health concerns of GMO foods. There has been an increase in food allergies in the United States. People who are allergic to nuts, shellfish, etc., are eating foods like corn or apples and so on, and from eating those products. Well, as I stated before, science has used gene splicing to create the perfect hybrid plant by splicing in other plants like corn to create the most perfect hybrid plant, but also causing health effects of individuals consuming those products by having allergic reactions. There's also been an increased number of cancer. And is this a possible link to GM foods? Well, in France, scientists have taken mice and they had introduced 33% of the mice's diet as GMO foods. Well, the results were amazing. The control group, the mice, minor health effects, very little concern. And in the experimental group, the mice that were fed GM products, liver failure, having gastrointestinal problems, and they're growing tumors. Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, but that's concerning. So many countries in the European Union are beginning to ban GMO products. Along with the health concerns, there's also environmental concerns associated with that. Many farmers use crop corn to feed their livestock. Well, many of this crop corn are GMO crops in which these farmers are feeding their cows to fatten them up. These cows are dying, and they didn't know why. Well, because of these GMO corn seeds that were genetically spliced with using pesticides, the increased toxicity was found in these deceased cows. So as you see, there have been some major health concerns and environmental concerns with GM foods. Although there are pitfalls, there are conflicting beliefs. And the question is, do the benefits of GM foods outweigh the risks? Well, seed prices are cheaper, and many impoverished countries are sold GMO seeds because of the yield amount and the ability to withstand climates to help out the low-income families and these starving individuals. So yes, it has positives, but is it at risk of the health concerns? Well, the United States requiring food companies to label their products, whether the products are made with any GMO food source at all. And this helps alert the consumer. So it gives the consumer the right to choose if they want to eat any GMO product or GMO-free product. With these factors, I do believe the FDA has jumped the gun in approving the genetically modified foods. It is really worth the risk. Is it really worth the risk of the cost of health of others? I applaud the advancement, but disagree with the cost on individuals. I'm all for genetic engineering and gene splicing, but I do not believe we understand the long-term effects of GMOs. Also, how far are mega farmers, threatening independent farmers who have been plowing the lands and growing crops for generations, longer than these mega farms, to provide a safe and natural foods for Americans? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that we have jumped the gun on this issue. Thank you.